Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be building the LX5 frame from iFlight, and this is also going to be my test quad. Now this quad is going to be primarily for testing ESCs. So let's just check over the components of what I'm going to be using. So I found these on sale on Banggood. They're two, they come in 2 packs, so you get 2 of these. This is the Foxeer HS1177 V2. I love these cameras so much. I wanted to try to see what the heck, well, what's so different. So it's good. 5 to 40 volts is the input, so we should power it off anywhere we want, really. So that's very good. So this is what we're gonna be using for camera. I got 2 of those because I wanted to see it. This is going to be our test for DYS Aria 35 amp BL Heli 32 ESCs. They're pretty sweet from the testing. They weren't anything spectacular, but they weren't anything bad either. So this is going to be my first official test, real world testing with my test squad here. So it's going to be pretty sweet. For motors, I decided to use Emax 2205S. And you might ask why. Well, because these are the noisiest motors I found to be. And I'm going to keep using them. And these motors are going to stay on this quad. However, the ESCs will be just constantly replaced. So that's what we're going to do here. For camera, we already discussed it. For flight controller, I'm going to be using the Skyzone. This is the new one from Skyzone. So it's all-in-one flight controller. It does not have a 12-volt regulator for the camera, which is perfect. We want the direct feed from the battery because that'll tell us how noisy the ESCs are on our video feed. So that's going to be pretty sweet. This is pretty awesome, actually. It comes with Betaflight OSD. It comes with current sensing, buzzer, just a lot of things. So this is going to be pretty good. This is an F4 flight controller with the MPU 6000 gyro, which is a good gyro. So that's good there. And now we're going to jump to VTX. VTX, I'm going to stick to the Eachine TX526. I just got a bunch more just because they're cheap and they're very good. I mean, the only thing that I usually end up breaking is just the SMA port, and I just put them to the side and I just use a new one. And when I run out, I just start fixing them. So never had a single problem with one of these ever. So that says a lot. However, some people say that it is like it'll jump to other frequencies and it'll not allow other people to fly. But I don't know that, so I've never tested that, so I don't know in that perspective. But if you fly alone like me, you're going to be super happy. So I really do love this VTX. It's very cheap, too. It's like $12. And, well, that's really it. So let's just get the top off and prepare everything, and then we'll see what we're going to do from there. Alright guys, so we're going to begin with the flight controller, just preparing it here, and it's pretty sweet. It does come with the wires that are pre-made for you, so they could just go anywhere. So I really do like this, actually. This is going to save us a lot of time, and it's going to be very good, very, very awesome. Alright, so I put the real ESC dampeners here, just to make our life better, and we don't have to worry about soft mounting anything. So we're just going to prepare the pads right now here, and the ESCs, I'm currently just debating on whether to actually shorten the wires of the motors or keeping them long and just tucking them in somehow, but that causes stress on the wire here. So as you can see, if we do something like that, so I'm probably just going to cut them to here, and then, you know, since it's going to be our ESC tester, so, you know, we'll figure it out. The shorter the ESC, the better here. So about here is good, I think. So we'd have to cut these guys all around right there. Just do that now. It's gonna be good. Keep them as short as possible here. Where's the telemetry on this guy? We'll test him out later on. Alright, so let's just prepare the flight controller here. Alright, I'm going to begin with the ESC pads, because that'll just be super quick and super fast. So these pads are pretty big, actually, so they're going to be pretty nice to solder. And the hard part might be for some people is the part by the connector, if one of the wires that they provided won't actually work for you. So that one will be a bit tricky and challenging for people who don't really know how to solder. But it's, you know, it's a good starting point. It's not bad at all. You have to learn sometime. Very nice and shiny. I think this is going to be a pretty fast build. Not as fast as some other all-in-one flight controllers that I've been building, but it'll be pretty fast. Should be pretty fast. Alright, so you gotta be careful with this right here so they don't touch when you're actually soldering. So far the layout of this board seems pretty good. Nothing scary to solder really. No dangerous components next to some major soldering points. Some flight controllers do that, all flight controllers. They put the smallest resistor like 0.1 of a millimeter away from the solder pad. And yeah. It's like they want you to fuck it up so you can go buy another one. However, here we don't have that, so that's good. So good job, Skyzone. Good job. Should we work from the motors out? Let's just do the ESC here. So as you can see, this one, there's no ground for the ESC, which is totally fine. What you can do is you can take this ground and then ground it to this guy here. But, you know, you should be fine without doing that. But if you want to do it, we can do that. And I think that's what we're going to do. We'll just do it this time. So we'll do proper testing on these ESCs. So we're going to cut them pretty short, actually. The thing is, oh, it's too short. I think here is the best place to actually set it because we have this little bump here. That means we're going to have to make our motor wires shorter. But I really don't want to. This is very annoying. This can damage one of these in a crash right there. So, yep, I guess short motor wires it is. Alright, so about right here is going to be totally fine, totally good. So we're going to leave some slack here. So I'll just do one with you guys and then I'll skip over the rest. And we'll skip over the motors also, it'll be a lot quicker. I'm gonna keep this a bit long, we can figure it out. So that's just perfect. Alright, so what I did here is I just wrapped the ESC with the ground, the signal ground together. So we can just stick those on there. So they're silicone, so that's going to be good. It's going to handle some heat. It's going to be very good. So let's just start with the ground here. Just stick this guy in like this. We should have put some to hold down the flight controller in place. I'm not satisfied with that. So, alright, so I'm currently not satisfied with that, and I just brought some standoffs, and we're gonna redo this. This is very difficult. Camera. This guy just ran away from us here. Just need him to get on top of this guy. Good. That's good right there. Now let's do the power. Nice. This Okay, I just cut them actually a little bit more. It's too long. Perfect. There we go. So we got our first ESC in place. Awesome. Let's double check exactly where we want it. It's perfect where we want it, exactly where we want it, right there. Now let's add some solder to the ESC here. Gotta be careful with these. This will be kind of tricky maybe with no tweezers, but overall it should be pretty nice. Just gotta keep them nice and shiny. That burned the shit out of my hand. Okay, so unplug this so we can get more freedom with the soldering iron here. There we go. So we have a pretty nice flush solder here. So that's very nice. I really do like this. I'm very happy with this. I'm pleased. It's very good. We'll tape this down, and I'm going to do the rest now, and then we'll be back once it's done. Alright guys, so it's pretty much done. It's pretty clean. It came out pretty nice. Now for battery, I decided to go back here because there's no way to mount it, and this is a top mount battery frame. So what I just brought a battery, and basically if I have it back here, there's no way it's gonna go hit the propellers here and here, so that's gonna be pretty good. So it's just gonna wrap around and just go in there. In theory it should be perfectly fine. We need to keep room here for the battery strap, obviously. Another thing, I'm gonna actually mount the VTX on the bottom here. I'm just gonna use double-sided tape to hold it in place. Now the receiver, actually I completely forgot about the receiver. We'll figure it out right now. So we're going to use a XSR here. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the connector here. As you can see, S bus, 5 volt and ground. And here they provide us with one that's pretty much ready. So I'm going to cut it right there. And this is silicone, so this is pretty sweet. So we're just going to cut that, move the quad out of the way, clean up a little bit, bring the receiver here. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to solder it direct to this guy. I think it'll be best. So let's just get the wires ready here. So as I know, white is S bus on this wire for the flight controller. And we're just going to add a hint of solder on these just to keep them nice and tidy. So there we go. And we're going to obviously need to trim them down a bit here because these are too long. So there we go. Now if we take a look here, we see S bus is the last one here. So we're going to grab our white wire after we twist these guys together like so. Make them nice. And I love silicone wires. I'm sure everyone else does too. I think they're one of the best things that ever happened. Alright, so let's just zoom in here. So there we go. I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna have to do it like this. Alright, so this, in theory, this should be S bus. We should clean the tip first. Now we have S bus. And then if we take a look here, then the last one there is 5 volt and then ground. So let's just go like this. We're gonna need 5 volt, which we will hold against it like so. So I think they're using non-lead solder. That's what it seems like to me, but it's still grabbing pretty good. So, and then ground. I really like how Skyzone really thought this through. Like I really do. It's Alright guys, so the camera died. Anyways, I soldered these on. I removed the connector. And this is the XSR receiver right here to its own connector. So I just plug that in and I'm good to go right here. So I used double-sided tape to hold it in place and put some heat shrink around it. And kept the bind button accessible so I know where the bind button is. So when I go to bind it, it'll be totally fine. So that's one thing finished here. Another thing, I stuck the VTX down here and I ran the VTX wires through the bottom because the power is going to be through here. So it's going to keep it pretty clean away from the ESCs. And we're just going to cut about maybe, I think this much is going to be good for it. So that's what we're going to do now. Okay. And these wires are crap, so just take that into consideration. So we need these 3 pads right here. And looking at the data sheet, or the diagram, sorry. Battery, VCC is going to be on the left, middle is ground, the last one is video here. Okay, so if we flip it here, it'll be flipped. That'll be video, ground, battery. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add solder on these guys. And where is the solder? There it is. It's going to be a bit tricky and for some, and others it'll just be pretty straightforward to add solder on these guys. There we go. So these are a pain to actually do because these here are very crappy wires. So what I find works best is to use a lighter because they're absolutely terrible. If they provide us with silicone wires, oh my god, this would be the best thing ever. Because they're absolutely terrible wires. Just remembered I haven't eaten anything all day. After this, I'm probably gonna just order some food. I don't know why this is reminding me of a barbecue. Maybe because I'm hungry. So, okay. I hate this wire. I hate working with it. It's very terrible. So we're gonna add solder them. Alright. So let's start trimming these guys because they're a bit too long. Alright, so if we're looking at it like this, okay, like the diagram says, such as like this is going to be video. So let's just do that now. It's very difficult to find the exact position since I'm right-handed here. Alright, so this is going to be video, and I'm not holding it very good. Alright. Video, and then comes ground. Video, and then ground. Tripping, does it look like it's bridged together? So we're going to redo this one here once the camera focuses. Okay, we said next is ground. Now I'm thinking about Chinese food because I'm using the tweezers. And this reminded me, oh my goodness, what I would give for some Chinese food right now. I'm in the middle of nowhere in Europe with basically no real restaurants, just like in-house restaurants. I guess I'm just gonna order myself a pizza because I still have another quad to build tonight and I have to edit a bunch of videos. By the way, I don't know if you guys when are you gonna see this, but I just finished my drone finder. It's pretty sweet actually, and I have no idea where the hell I put it at all. Alright, so we're good to go. And here's this guy. You guys will be seeing him very soon. It's working. Just left to do a field test and do some maybe some modifications on the code, but overall I don't know if this video will come out before this video, but yeah, you guys should see this very soon. It's pretty sweet actually. So yeah, let's put this guy aside. Alright, so we are basically complete here. Let's just connect everything up together. So the VTX is running from here to here, and I chose this flight controller because there's no filtration on the VTX, and that's what I want because we are testing the ESCs, and I don't think I'm gonna put in low ESR, or I might put it in a way where I could turn on and off the low ESR in the field so we could see the difference. Maybe that should be good. I still don't know yet. What we're gonna do, I'll do a quick test tomorrow, hopefully, with no low ESR. I'm gonna see how this is, and if it needed a low ESR, then I'll put that module where we could just turn it off the low ESR. We'll reduce its ESR rating a tiny bit, but I mean, it just makes it a lot easier for us to actually get some kind of data to help us. So this was pretty sweet from Skyzone, where you just plug in the camera and they already give you one that's prepared for the same size. Hoping that you have a run cam or a Fox ear. So there goes our Fox ear. We didn't have to solder anything for the camera. So that's sweet. That's awesome. All right. There we go. So that's in here. It's great. Now the receiver, he's on the top plate. And there's the receiver. We're just gonna stick this guy through here. I don't know if this is the correct way or not. Where are the pins, up or down? Pins are up, so we need the holes to be up. All right, and I think we're done. Am I missing anything? No, receiver, camera, VTX, and just screws. And that's it. Now with the camera, this is proving a bit annoying. Maybe we should put this guy on first, it'll be better. There we go. So this guy goes on first. And then the bottom ones are easier because you could just push it. Oh, there we go. That was satisfying. Alright, so let me put the screws in and we'll be right back once I'm done. By the way, I just remembered, I don't know if I've seen these in my previous videos, but this was one of the best thing I've ever bought in my life. I'm not even joking. Just because I still have yet to strip a screw with this. That's how good it is. I mean, unless the screw is absolute crap, but I still haven't had one of those absolute crap screws. So it's just, I can just tighten everything without worrying about, you know, stripping it. It just makes a huge difference. And look how fast you just put them on. So it's still good. It's still holding up. So supposedly they're titanium plated. And I got them from Banggood. If you guys are curious, I'll leave the link down below. But they are just awesome. Super awesome. Alright, so hopefully I'm going to start charging my batteries tonight in a little bit. And tomorrow we should go take these guys out for a flight. I have a couple quads prepared. Maybe I'll do an update video before I take them out so you guys know what's coming next. So let's actually test this. So let's just say, oh, why did I put the antennas through here? That's fine. So we're going to put it through here and supposedly we connect this here. Actually, let's connect it and see if it'll blow up or not. We need an antenna first. Here's one. Okay. I know a lot of people give me crap about these antennas, but I don't use these in the field, guys. I just have a trillion of them because I get the this kind of VTX, and I just leave them next to me. So when I power up a quad, I don't have to worry. Okay, so moment of truth, guys. Am I forgetting something? The ESCs booted, the VTX booted, but there was no noise. Or are they off by default or something? Awesome. So let's connect it to the PC and see what's wrong with it. Alright, so I just connected it and we're just gonna see here. I know why. This is 4 volts. This was a dead battery, I just remembered. This is, I had this sitting in the house for a very long time. I never charged it. And I guess it died or it came. No, because I always test my batteries when I receive them. So let's just see. Here's this one. I don't know. These are a couple dead batteries here. Yeah, okay, well that's good. That's very good, actually. Whew. I was super scared. Let's check the motors. Obviously they're wrong. Okay, so let's just check which ones are wrong, which ones are right. This one is correct, and this one is incorrect, and this one's not right. So I have to change 2 and 3. So we're gonna have to go to 2 and 3. But what version? Oh shit! What version is it? Alright guys, so our ESC testing drone is complete, and I've noticed a flaw in the way I've built it, which is this guy right here. He shouldn't be here, so I'm probably gonna route him through the side, because I tried to put a battery and it was just absolute nightmare because this is so close to it. But if you can see here, we have all the space here where we should be totally fine. So that's going to be very good. So that's where I'm going to have to figure out a way to mount it here. Maybe zip tie to one of these standoffs. I'll figure it out later. And then this is going to be our main ESC testing quad. It's going to be pretty sweet. So we're going to try to get telemetry working after we test this ESC and see if they need capacitors, if one will work, or if it needs more than one, which is on each ESC. We add a capacitor, we'll check that. And yeah, well, overall it's looking pretty damn sexy. I really do like it. So if I wanted a fat quad, I'd probably go for this instead of the Martian, but that's a personal preference. But even though me saying this, I might build another Martian for the channel, and he might be a flight controller tester or a VTX and a camera tester, just because it's so big and it has a lot of space inside. So, or I might just pick another one of these up, but this is a little bit tighter because it's a lowrider, so it's just you don't have much clearance inside. So overall, I'm very pleased with it. It's very beautiful. It came out very nice, and we're just gonna have to get it tested. So if this does work very well, before I test any other ESCs and it rains, we might do a quick test run with the conformal coating on this guy that I just got. So it's gonna be pretty sweet, and yeah. So that's going to conclude it for this for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys have any questions or any suggestions, feel free to let me know, and I will see you next time. See you guys. Take care.